What are the main ideas of Lacan's psychoanalysis? Have you ever wondered how the unconscious mind operates? What if our desires, fears, and fantasies were not just random, but carefully structured, like language? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Jacques Lacan, one of the most influential and complex psychoanalysts of the 20th century. Lacan's work reshaped how we understand the unconscious, not as a chaotic jumble of thoughts, but as a system with its own rules, its own language. Join us as we explore Lacan's core ideas, from the mirror stage to the symbolic order, and uncover how his theories continue to influence psychology and philosophy today. Jacques Lacan was a French psychoanalyst who began his career as a psychiatrist before moving into the field of psychoanalysis. Deeply inspired by Freud's theories, Lacan was also influenced by structuralism, a movement that emphasized the importance of underlying structures in understanding human behavior, language, and culture. But what does it mean for the unconscious to be structured like a language? Let's break it down, starting with one of Lacan's most well-known ideas, the mirror stage. The mirror stage is a concept Lacan introduced to explain a crucial phase in a child's development, occurring around 6 to 18 months of age. Imagine a young child seeing their reflection in a mirror for the first time. They recognize the reflection as themselves, but they also experience a strange detachment. This is the first moment they see themselves as an I, an individual, separate from everything else. However, this newfound identity is not perfect. It's fragmented. The child identifies with the reflection, but at the same time, it feels alien, something outside of them. According to Lacan, this experience establishes the ego and introduces a sense of lack, a longing for wholeness that shapes us throughout our lives. The mirror stage teaches us something profound. Our identities are always slightly removed from ourselves, like a reflection we can see but never fully grasp. From here, Lacan introduces us to the three realms of human experience: the imaginary, the symbolic, and the real. Lacan's theory of the three orders gives us a framework for understanding different aspects of our psyche. Let's start with the imaginary. The imaginary is where we dwell before language fully forms in our minds. It's a world of images, illusions, and fantasies, where we identify with others and things outside ourselves, like that reflection in the mirror. In the imaginary, we create idealized versions of ourselves and others, shaping our desires through these images. Then, we enter the symbolic order. This is the world of language, social rules, and authority. Here, we learn words, enter society, and encounter structures that organize how we think, behave, and understand ourselves. Lacan believed that language is not just a tool for communication. It's a foundational structure that shapes our entire reality. The symbolic order is where we encounter what Lacan calls the name of the father, representing authority figures, cultural norms, and the rules that define society. These structures influence our desires, often dictating what we should or shouldn't want. But, despite all the language and structure, there's still something missing, something that language can never quite capture. And that brings us to the real. The real is that which lies outside of language and beyond symbolization. It's the aspect of life that cannot be fully expressed in words or images. Think of raw, unfiltered emotions or traumas we can't describe. Lacan believed that the real represents the parts of existence that constantly elude us, that which we can never fully control or understand. It's what keeps us seeking, questioning, and desiring. One of the most important concepts in Lacanian psychoanalysis is desire, and this brings us back to the idea of lack. Remember the mirror stage? That sense of fragmentation stays with us. Lacan believed that our desires are driven by a fundamental sense of incompleteness, a gap between who we are and who we think we should be. In the symbolic order, we begin to desire things we think will make us whole, possessions, relationships, achievements, but they can never quite satisfy us. Lacan described this process as being shaped by the other. In Lacan's theory, The other represents both other people and society as a whole. We constantly measure ourselves against the other, seeking approval, validation, and meaning. But this also means our desires are often not really our own. They're shaped by what we think others want from us. So, how does language fit into all of this? For Lacan, language is not merely a tool we use. It's something that shapes our very being. He believed that our unconscious thoughts are structured like language, with rules, patterns, and repetitions. In Lacanian therapy, the psychoanalyst listens to the patient's speech carefully, paying attention to slips of the tongue, puns, and other linguistic patterns. These linguistic details reveal hidden truths about our desires and fears, showing that the unconscious is not random, but rather organized and structured. By understanding how our unconscious mind speaks to us, we can gain insight into the forces that shape our lives. Lacan's work shows us that language, desire, and identity are interconnected, forever bound by our yearning for something we can never fully grasp. Jacques Lacan's psychoanalytic theories may seem abstract, but they offer a powerful way to explore the depths of human experience. By seeing the unconscious as a language, Lacan challenged us to think about how we are shaped by forces beyond our immediate understanding. His work continues to influence psychology, literature, and cultural studies, reminding us that the quest to understand ourselves is an ongoing journey. We are not just products of our desires. We are participants in the intricate dance of language, identity, and the unfulfilled longing that drives us all. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts on Lacan's theories. If you found this exploration of Lacan's psychoanalysis intriguing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of psychology and philosophy. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about Lacan's idea that the unconscious is like a language?